I manage 2 companies. I do freelance consulting work. I also post videos every week on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and I produce the content by myself. All of that, and I still hit the gym 5 times a week. I take care of my nutrition and track all of my food. I still meditate and journal every day. I read business books, philosophy, as well as sci-fi novels I'm into. I get plenty of sleep. I spend time with my family, my friends, and my girlfriend. And I also go to the movies, go out for dinner, or watch Netflix when I feel like it. And so the point is, you can make time for everything. You can be productive, and you can also have a life. And in this video, I want to share with you the planning strategies and tactics that I use to do just that, and that can hopefully help you too. But look, my life wasn't always this dialed in. When I founded my first startup a couple of years back, I went all in, quit everything else. No gym, no reading, no weekends. I barely even slept. And it still felt like there weren't enough hours in the day to get anything done. Weeks would go by and I'd been busy the entire time, but there was barely anything to show for it. And that wasn't because the startup was so demanding. It was a lot of work, but the real issue was the approach, how I spent my time, how I planned or didn't, and what I prioritized. That part was broken, which leads me to the first principle, the focus paradox. So the first thing, and honestly the most foundational, is focus. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know I'm hammering this point constantly. But look, just for a moment, really consider this. Everybody on planet Earth has the same 24 hours every day. And some people manage to do a lot with that time, and others get barely anything done. The whole difference between those 2 types of people is what they choose to focus on. And so you need to realize that not everything deserves your time to begin with. And once you really understand how few things actually need to matter to you, I can promise you, you'll suddenly feel like you have a lot more time for the things to do. I call this the focus paradox because on first glance, it seems like focusing means becoming more stringent and restricting yourself. But in reality, the clearer your focus, the more space you actually get and the more you can fit into your life. Because when you don't have crystal clear priorities, it's so incredibly easy for things to sneak up on you and eat away at your time. And distraction doesn't always come in the form of doom scrolling on social media. It's not always that obvious. Often it looks like something productive, a meeting that didn't need to happen, a side project you started on a whim, research that goes nowhere. That's what happened during my startup days. We were flipping between different business models and product ideas on a weekly basis. Always busy, always doing something that felt productive, but there were no constants, no consistency, so nothing ever really compounded. We'd spent the whole day working and still had nothing to show for it by the end of the week. And because there was no significant progress, there was this constant anxiety, this constant feeling of being behind. And so guess what you don't do when you feel like that? You don't go to the gym. You don't read or spend time with the family. You cut all of that out to compensate for the lack of progress. And that's kind of the trap, right? When nothing's moving forward, you feel like you can't afford to do anything else. But the reason nothing's moving forward is that you're not spending time on the right things to begin with. Not that you don't have enough time. Once I actually got clear on my priorities, and I mean really clear, down to knowing them exactly for every single hour, everything shifted. I started making real visible progress every day, and that progress brings this gut level calm where you're not anxious anymore. You're not rushing, you're not reactive. You don't have to finish everything today immediately all the time. You can let things take their time. Time management is really less about doing more and more about doing what matters. And once the important stuff is taken care of, that's what creates the breathing room for everything else that also needs to happen. Now that brings us to part 2, real-time planning. So we got clarity, but knowing what matters is only half of it. You also need to actually structure your days around that knowledge. I do this by running a planning ritual every single evening where I sit down and map out the next day and create a to-do list. But the to-do list isn't the end product. It feeds into time blocks on my calendar. So every task actually gets scheduled, not just written down. And that's important because a to-do list tells you what to do. A calendar tells you when. And that small difference makes you way more aware of where your time is actually going. Okay, so time blocking. So far, so good. But here's the part that I think most people don't do. I don't just make a plan in the evening and then hope I stick to it the next day. I adjust it on the fly, all day. If something runs long, I extend that block and shift everything else. If time opens up, I pull something in. I try to have my calendar always reflecting reality. And I review it to understand what's going on when a plan doesn't work. It's like the difference between a map and a GPS. Both tell you directions, but only one adapts when something changes. And that keeps you incredibly cognizant of where your time is going. The other thing that made a big difference for me is realizing that not all hours are created equal. Certain tasks need you to be mentally fresh. For me, things like thinking through strategy, developing offers, working on business models, that stuff I can only really do well in the morning. 2 focused hours when I'm fresh are honestly worth more than an entire day where I'm not. Other tasks are more routine. They have clearer steps, and so you can do those even when you're low energy. So you need to know what different activities actually demand of you, and then match them to the right time window. Don't burn your sharpest hours on things that don't need them. And then one more thing I'm sure you've heard of before, batch your small tasks. Admin, scheduling, emails, that kind of thing. Group them together instead of just doing them whenever you feel like it, and make it a regular thing. It's common advice, but it works. Okay, and then part number 3, defining defaults. So planning gets you most of the way there, but there's one more thing that I think has made the biggest difference for me over time. Whenever I find myself doing something repeatedly, I try to invest just a little bit of extra time into making that thing easier, faster, or more automatic the next time I do it. It's like you're making small investments the whole time, and they compound. Every little system like this that you build pays you back a little bit every single time you do the thing, and those returns stack. Think of it like laying train tracks as you go. It takes effort once, but after that, everything runs on them. The big idea here is what I call defining defaults. For example, anything I do repeatedly that has clear steps, I build a checklist for. That sounds simple, but it's a game changer because it takes the thinking entirely out and leaves only the actions. And I'm honestly not exaggerating when I say you won't believe how much faster you can do routine tasks if you just remove all the ambiguity. Checklists are the shit, honestly. I set them up whenever I can, and it always pays off almost immediately. Another place where defining defaults is super effective is when it comes to decision making. Think about it. How many decisions do you make every day that you've essentially already made hundreds of times before? What to eat, when to work out, when to go grocery shopping, what your morning looks like, when you shower. Defining smart defaults once can honestly eliminate 80-90% of the repetitive decisions that are draining your energy every day. This is one of the biggest unlocks because it removes decision paralysis almost entirely, which is normally such an enormous time sink. And beyond freeing up the time it takes to make all those little decisions, it also releases so much energy waste, which you can then use to make those few decisions every day that really matter. There are also behaviors I've defined defaults for. For example, when and how I stack activities. I'm not talking about mindless multitasking, but designed pairings where the activities enhance each other. Like when I brainstorm something, I go out for a walk because it both helps my thoughts flow in more freely, and also I can get some steps in and some fresh air. So that's work and health knocked out. Or another thing is I got an entire backlog of educational content. Basically, whenever I see something that looks like it could be helpful or interesting, like a course, video, article, podcast, I bookmark it to my notes, and whenever I have some time to bridge, like when I'm commuting somewhere or I'm standing in line, I go to my list and read or listen to something from there instead of scrolling mindlessly on social media. It's like I have my own curated, productive feed. Your daily routine, by the way, is really just the most fundamental version of this whole idea. It's the backbone that everything else plugs into. So investing into getting your routine right, your morning, your evening, your weekly rhythm, that's probably the highest return thing you can do. And honestly, ideally, at some point, I'd love to have a full day every week just dedicated to building and improving these kinds of personal systems. I'm not there yet, but I take time for it regularly, and every time I do, the payoff is absolutely massive. Okay, and I want to leave you with one more thing that took me a while to really understand. You know, people always think of improving their life as this massive, intimidating thing, this huge grind. Like, yeah, it sucks. You have to do all this stuff. It's all hard, but you're doing it for a big goal. And once you get there, it will all be worth it. But here's the thing. If you make the changes, you throw out the time wasters and start doing more of the good stuff, that's not preparation for some future dream life. It's not a means to an end. That is the dream already. How you spend your time is your life. That's why anybody even cares about time management to begin with. And I think that's what most people get wrong. Everyone's so focused on the results, the outcomes, the goals, but you don't have to wait until you've achieved the big goals to start living the life you want. If you start spending your time intentionally today on the things that genuinely matter to you, that already is the change you're chasing after. The results are just catching up to you. They're loading in the background. And honestly, once the clarity is there, the planning is a habit, and you've got a few of these small systems running, it stops being something you have to even force. It just becomes how you operate. It becomes second nature, which, by the way, is literally why that's the name of this channel. So, I'm curious, what is the thing you've been struggling with the most to make time for? Drop it in the comments. I might even make a video on how to approach it. If you like this and want to go deeper on the system side, watch this video right here on how to actually build the kind of systems that make your goals happen almost on autopilot. And if you want a deeper look at how to develop your steady state weekly rhythm to run a high performance life on, check out this one. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.